Testing. 1, 2, 3, 5. My name is simonse. I'm going to give you a little disclaimer for fear of jocose lies. Any person or persons portrayed in these jokes is actually way more attractive in person. His smile is like a simile. His eyes are like metaphors. And I could go on, but we have curfew. So from this it is clear that all the jokes are likewise not completely true, because if they were true, then I would spend forever talking about this very attractive person. There we go. Having said that though, last week I had a near-death experience. It scared me out of my mind. This is how it went down. I was sitting in my room, peacefully reading a book, studious, you might say studious, when, from out of the blue, a bird flew into my window. Now, with the instincts of a tiger, I screamed, dropped my book, and threw my hands over my head. So it was like, but in these moments of, also, the bird almost died. It was a near-death experience. In these moments, a man learns what he's really made of, his character, so to speak. And I learned that in the next World War, I should probably sit on the sidelines. But in the next World Roller Coaster Riding War, I have quite the natural aptitude. I did not know I was so courageous. So I really hope that we resolve our conflicts in the future that way. And this event also made me think of all the things that I haven't done in my life. I was thinking, what if one day I'm running along and out of nowhere a window hits me? Suppose I don't make it. I'd be horrified. This would be my face. And also dead, so. So I made a list of important things that I haven't done in my life, which I'm going to share with you now because I think they're important. I've never seen a bird do a flip. It's true. But if birds can't do flips, then neither can dragons, which would make sense because there are no dragons left because they didn't have evasive maneuvers. But I'm not really super sure that birds can't do flips because I haven't been watching all that long. So there could be a dragon somewhere. Another mythical creature that I've been hunting for a while is the ambidextrous man, who can use both hands to do stuff. I mean, like, imagine an ambidextrous man writing. He'd have to have really small hands or a really big pencil. Or you could say that he alternates, but then all sorts of problems arise. I mean, does he alternate every word or every letter? And does a W count as twice a V or once? What about a Z? Is that 1.5? I mean, these are problems that would paralyze an ambidextrous man. But if he's paralyzed, he can't use his hands. So how can he be ambidextrous? I do think that you can do things with both hands, though. I actually hurt my wrist for a little bit, and so... Sorry, did not expect gravity. One of those things you don't plan for. teeth with both hands before, and it felt awesome. It was like I was a Jedi or something. You do that with an electric toothbrush? It's like... It takes the war on plaque to a whole new level. That's not even a joke, that's just advice. Back to the list. So, things that I have not done. I've never been invited to a competitive cake eating competition, which I think is a tragedy. Although, I don't really think I'd want to be alive the day after that happens. So maybe that's one of the last things on my list. I've never fought my arch nemesis and lost, and I've never fought my arch nemesis and won. There have been a few draws. Maybe we... never mind. So, continuing with the list, which I've made in advance. That didn't even make sense. I've never gotten a really, really big check, and I've never cashed that check for giant money, and I've never bought a Big Mac with the giant money. But I'd like to do those things in that sequence. In case anyone has really big checks. Yeah. So... if I had a lot of money, though, I would go to the mall. But not for the reason that most people go to the mall. Because at the mall, they have mannequins, and mannequins are human-sized dolls, which I'm a fan of. As I was saying, nobody ever interacts with the mannequins. They just see them and walk by. So if they're like dolls, they're like those discarded dolls at the corner of rooms that nobody pays attention to, which is sad. I don't want to like go and play with the dolls though. That's girlish. What I want to do is I want to turn them into action figures. I've got a plan for how to do that. All right. Phase 1. Use my money. I buy a battalion of mannequins, and I arm them with weaponikins, and I attach them to remote control things, and then I invade the mall. And I capture all the mannequins in the mall that are unsuspecting and unarmed. And then I conscript them and force them to join my army, which builds as I visit more stores. Then I take my army of mannequins and I form my own country. And I call it, Man, I Cannot Believe This. That's pretty much the only purpose of money in my life. It's my life savings. Yeah, but these are jokes that I'm talking about with words in language. Oh, speaking of language, I have some jokes. It's all connected. I think that, well, I have a hunch that I'm fluent in some language, I just don't know it yet. Which is very hard to disprove, actually. But you see this maybe to lesser degrees in other people. Like, I've done some tests, and a lot of people know some Morse code. They don't know that they know Morse code, but they know Morse code. Not all Morse code, but just some. For example, the phrase, let's see what exactly it was. Open the door so that I can throw a bucket of water in your face. In Morse code, people understand that, Whereas in English, I'm not sure they do. There clearly has negative connotations, though, because as soon as it happens, they get angry at me. So you've got to watch out for the connotations of language. Yeah, they turn hostile, actually. I've tested this extensively, though, 22 times. I've gotten beaten up 17 times. And I have determined that I don't really like Morse code. And that's what this is about. Seeking truth. I'm nearing the end, so I want to give you some eternal words of wisdom, but I don't really have any. But I figure the only way to give you eternal words of wisdom, you know, for all generations and stuff like that, is to start speaking extemporaneously. But if I start speaking extemporaneously, I can't plan my words. So, I'm taking a risk here. Here goes. That didn't work. So anyways, thank you. But I think what I'm trying to say is this, in a word. Thank you.